Okay. So all of y'all, I'm sure that all of y'all would have, done some basic research, right? Like nobody would have directly, thought of joining this data science session, right? So all of y'all would have done some basic research, like what is data, right? Like why do you need data science? Okay, so anybody wants to try about, what is data, you can unmute yourself and speak so that everyone can listen to your perspective as well. Okay, everyone's perspective is very important here. So anyone? So anything, you all can talk about what is data science, what is data.
Data is a collection of information.
Okay, so one of your friend is saying that. Yeah, so let's start discussing about what is data then. Okay, so one of your friend, he's saying that data is nothing but it's collection of information. Anyone else wants to try? So we got one perspective.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Hi, ma'am. This is Kriti. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In data is a मतलब unstructured way में होता है, तो फिर after that हम उसे structured way में form करते हैं. तो मतलब just
No,
like
but what is data? You're saying about structured, unstructured, but I'm very new, right? This is my first session. I don't know anything. So I'm just asking you, what is data?
yes, collection of information, ma'am. It's right.
Yeah. Okay, anyone else?
Hello.
Yes, Poonam.
Data is nothing but a PDF file.
Okay,
PDF,
only
video,
PDF?
audio, videos,
Okay, anything. You're
audios.
saying that it can be anything. It can be a PDF. You're saying it can be video, audio. Okay, so she's giving
XML
example.
data.
Different types of information.
Okay,
And
types.
data analytics would be manipulation.
Numeric.
No, but I'm completely new, right? It is my first class, so I don't understand anything. If you're saying data manipulation, then I don't understand anything. Okay, so I'm just asking very simple. Okay, so like, imagine a small kid is coming to you and asking you what is data. If you talk about structured, unstructured, data manipulation, the kid will be like, oh my God, what is this? I just asked what is data, right?
No,
So in very simple terms.
data science, like interpreting and manipulation of data into various bars, graphs.
But how is that data as what is data? You're saying interpretation and manipulation of data, but what is data?
Large amount of data or small.
Yeah, but what is data?
It actual fact.
Information collection of.
Collection of facts, ma'am.
Okay, facts. Okay, only facts. So anything is data. Okay, so everything around you basically is data. Okay, you like whatever I am speaking also is data, right? Whatever you are speaking also is data. What you are able to see on the screen is data. This entire file which I'm showing you is data. Okay, so basically everything is data. Okay, anything, it need not be in a proper order, it need not be in a proper way, it need not be only PDF files. Okay, even everything around you also is data. Okay, so everything basically is data. Anything which is, whether it is giving you some information, or sometimes, it may not give you any information also. Maybe it is something which it is not your concern. So you are going in a bus, okay, and some two ladies are talking beside you. Okay, that is not going to give you any information, that is not going to help you in any way, but what they are speaking to each other also is data. Okay, what you are typing in is data, right? Everything around you basically, whether it is able to give you some information or not. Okay, everything around you is data. Okay, sometimes, some things may not be informative, but you're getting some email, right? Let's say it is a spam email. Okay, spam email in the sense like, you won a lottery of 1 crore, right? You won a lottery of 10 lakhs. So maybe it is completely spam email what you are getting. Okay, so it is of no use to you, it is not giving you any information. Okay, but still that spam email also, because it has some, some text in it, that also is data. Okay, so everything, even if you are, making an order in Swiggy or Amazon, that also is data for them, right? Even if you're searching something, also it is data. Okay, so any information around you, everything around you basically is data. Okay, so how do you get this data? Okay, so how can you get, okay, what is the, let's say, suppose I am saying that, okay, I want data about all the old people of your locality. Okay, let's say I want data about all old people of your locality because I want to give them some pension.
Through surveys and questionnaires.
Very good. Okay, so one of the easiest way to get the data is through survey. Okay, survey, or yeah, you're saying questionnaire. Questionnaire, if somebody can understand, like somebody is able to read at least Hindi or their local language, then you can give them questionnaire. But the easiest way is like you can go and ask them, right, what is the amount you are getting, how much property you are having, how many dependents you are having, right? So they can answer. Okay, so easiest way is survey. Okay, so one more way, like, how I can get information about old people, right? Let's say whose income is less than 1 lakh per annum. Okay, so where can I get such information about people whose income is less than 1 lakh per annum? Another easiest way. Another easiest way to get information about incomes.
Check the bank details data.
Bank. Okay, so you're having two things here. Okay, you can either do a survey, but bank will have everyone's information, right? Not only people whose income is less than 1 lakh per annum, it will have everyone's information. Okay, so the first thing what you all have told, right, the survey is nothing but it is a primary data source. Okay, primary data source. It's called as a primary data source because you are getting it directly from the source. So whatever you are getting directly from the source, that is nothing but it is called as your primary data source. Okay, another thing apart from survey. Okay, so let's say you want to buy a new phone, right? Let's say you want to buy a new phone. Okay, so what is the first thing that you will do when you want to buy a new phone? Will you directly go and buy the phone?
Research about them.
Yeah, you'll research about it. And what is one of the easiest way that you can research about
Google.
a phone? Okay, but what will you see?
Reviews.
Very good, reviews. Simple, right? Reviews. Okay, so you will see the reviews. So maybe you're seeing the Amazon reviews, right? So you can also see extract the reviews. Also, review also is a primary data source because you are directly getting the source from, directly getting the information from somebody who has bought that phone, right? So review also is a primary data source. Okay, so apart from review and survey, okay, let's say that there is some tsunami which is going to come up. Okay, so before the tsunami comes up itself, you have some small devices in the water, okay, in your sea. They are called as tsunami bhogi. Okay, these basically, detect the water movement. Okay, this is used to detect the water movement. So this detects the water movement, and if it feels that water is moving very rapidly, right, these tsunami bhogis, they're basically IoT devices. Okay, IoT devices are nothing but, IoT is, so all of you all may already be knowing Internet of Things. Okay, it's basically a network of devices. You'll be having a network of devices which will directly inform to the meteorological department, okay, that the water movement is very, very fast and a tsunami is going to happen. So you are going to have some devices in the ocean. Okay, so they are called as tsunami bhogis. Okay, and they are basically small devices which used to sense they have some sensors. Okay, so they sense the water movement, and if there is any tsunami which is going to come, okay, they will inform the meteorological department. Okay, so these sensors also are your primary data source. Okay, so you may have simple sensors like water level sensors in your dam. Okay, so if water level is rising above a particular level, they will open the dam gate, right? That sensor also is giving directly information from the source, from the river, right, about the water. Okay, or you also have temperature sensor. Okay, so you see that in foreign countries and all, if the temperature of the room rises above a particular point, it will show an alarm, right? So there'll be an alarm. Okay, so these temperature sensors also, they are detecting the temperature of the room, right? So from the room itself, from the source itself. So these sensors also are your primary data source. So wherever you are getting information directly from the source, right, that becomes your primary data source. Okay, so you get information directly from the source. So your information is genuine. Okay, it will be genuine, it will be relevant. All the information that you're getting will be genuine, relevant, right? Authentic, okay, real. But don't you think that, your survey, especially your survey, okay, sensor and review, fine. But survey as such, don't you think it has some disadvantages also?
Yeah.
What do you think is the disadvantages of survey? Anyone can try?
Information not might be genuine.
How it will not be genuine? You are going to the person and you are asking what questions you want, right?
Time consuming.
Yeah, time consuming. Right, you have to go to each and every person, you have to choose some localities, you have to go there and you have to ask them, right? So it is time consuming, but you will definitely get genuine response. Because see, if you are going to bank, you don't know whether the detail of the person is genuine. Maybe he's a benami of some very big politician, so maybe he's a very poor guy but he's having 1 crore in his account. So in that case, bank will not give you genuine information. But when you look at a person, you can understand what is their, income. When as soon as you look at a person, you can easily understand the place where they are living, right? Whether they know another language or not. Whether they are able to speak in any other language apart from their mother tongue. Okay, so, or you can, by their attire, you can understand whether they are genuine or not. Okay, whether they really have so much income or not. Okay, but the main disadvantage is it's time consuming. Okay, there's one more disadvantage. Anyone wants to try? No one? Simple, guys.
It's too costly.
Very good. It's very costly, right? So suppose you are going to do survey in multiple places, then you have to have a team, you have to send them to multiple places, you have to arrange transport, food, right, for so many days of the survey. It is costly, it is time consuming, and it is costly. There are a few disadvantages, but whatever information you are getting, it will be very, very genuine. Okay, it will be very real, authentic, because you are seeing the person and you are asking. Okay. So one more thing which you are told is you can directly get the details from the bank. Okay, so if you are getting details from the bank, okay, this becomes your secondary data source. Okay, so this becomes your secondary data source. So in your secondary data source, in your bank, right, you will not only have people whose bank whatever is amount in their bank, right, savings. Okay, you not only have people whose savings are less than 1 lakh, you will have everyone's savings, right? You'll have people who are very rich, you will have people whose savings are 1 crore, 10 crore, right? You'll have everyone's savings, not only these people's savings. So in your bank, but we are only interested in the people who are having income, right, less than 1 lakh per annum. We are only interested in these people, right? So what can we do? Will you work on complete bank data?
No, we'll segregate.
Yeah, you will not work on complete bank data. Okay, so because you are looking for people whose income is only less than 1 lakh per annum. So you will never work on your secondary data source, because your secondary data source, it will have everyone's information, not only the information that you are looking for. Okay, but it also has one advantage. It is readily, easily available. Your secondary data source is easily available. You don't have to do any research. You don't have to go and collect information. Secondary data source, the main advantage is it's easily available. Go to the back and you will get it. Okay. But the main disadvantage is you may not have genuine data, right? The disadvantage is the data which you are getting from here, right? It may not even be real. Okay, so I told you that there are some people who have some benami accounts, right? Their income will be like more than 50 lakhs per annum, but they are actually very poor. Okay, so you don't know whether that data is real, whether it is authentic or genuine. Okay, but the advantage is it's easily available. One more thing is you can it's pointless to work on everyone's data. So you will always convert this secondary data to primary data. Okay, so you will take only the people whose income is less than 1 lakh per annum. Okay, so basically we have discussed about two kinds of data source. One is primary data source and one is secondary data source. Okay, so primary data source is, directly available, okay, from the source. So it is genuine, it is relevant. Okay, so wherever you're getting data directly from the source, it may be a survey. Okay, it may be, your review of a phone on Amazon. Okay, that also is directly from the person who bought the phone, right? Any sensor, any temperature sensor, water sensor, so directly getting the data from the source. So that also is primary data. Okay, secondary data is the easily available data. Okay, so you can just go to an institution like a bank, an insurance company, or anything like that, and you can directly get all the data. Okay, it is easily available, but you don't know whether it is genuine or not. Okay, and what you will do is always you will convert the secondary data to primary data. You will convert it to only the data we need, and you will work only on that. Okay, so this is about your data sources. Okay. Okay, so I like, everyone has this, right, problem with data. A lot of hacking or data theft also. Okay, so everyone, right, when you all are, let's say, creating, when you all are installing an app, okay, you're installing an app, so what all permissions do you give? What all permissions do you give?
To access maybe a location, audio, contacts, and
Access
photos,
location,
and
contacts, right, photos.
yes.
Right. Do you think that this is good?
I guess not.
No.
Obviously not. Obviously
Yeah.
not. Because you don't know who is that person who is operating the app, and you are giving access to your location, your contacts, your photos, and all of that. Okay. And in some of the apps, some of, like, they will ask you indirectly. Like, for example, in Amazon, right? You have an option to log in through Gmail. So it's very easy, right? So most of you all, okay, just give me a minute. So it's very simple, right? Log in through Gmail. Okay. So because it is very simple to log in through Gmail, most of you all would have, as far as I know, like most of you all would have logged in through Gmail only, right? Not only Amazon, there are many other apps which actually do not require your login through Gmail. Okay, but they will ask you to log in through Gmail. Okay, so what do you think is happening when we are logging in through Gmail? You're logging in through your Google account, right? So what is happening? So what is happening? Don't you think that even if you're logging in through Gmail also, your Google account, everyone is syncing your contacts through in Google, right? Everyone is syncing contacts, photos, right? Everything in Google, right? Most of you all are syncing all of this in Google. Okay, so don't you think it is dangerous to do that?
Yes.
How many of you all? Don't tell me that none of you all have
Yes.
logged in through Gmail. Huh? So most of you all, I think you all would have logged in through Gmail. That's very common. Okay. So even if you log in through your Google account, right? See, the advantage for Amazon is why it asks you to log in through Gmail is it can make good recommendations for you. Okay, it can make good recommendations for you. So it will tell you properly, like, it will understand what all are the places you have visited, right? What kind of contacts you are having. Should it recommend luxury products for you or simple products for you? Okay, through your photos, it understands what all places you have visited. Okay, so it is trying to, basically make some good recommendations for you. Okay, so it will also, it can also access your maps where all you have traveled. Okay, so it is interested in making some good recommendations for you, Amazon. But on the contrary, it is very, very dangerous because it is getting access to your complete information. Lot of, not through Amazon, but there are some apps, right? Third-party apps. A lot of cybercrime is happening because people are just giving in their login credentials. They are able to access everything. For one of my friend, very recently, so they have gotten access to her phone, and on WhatsApp, right? They sent her complete contacts, and they like mocked her photos and send it to her mom. So it is very, very common nowadays. You need to be like very careful. It's very, 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 very dangerous, cybercrime. Okay, when you are installing an app, right? Especially these many of women usually do this, right? So you want to install an app for some camera filters. Okay, so you will be giving access to your camera. This is very dangerous because you don't know when your camera is turning on. Also, you don't know. There are some OnePlus phones, OnePlus phones. So if the front camera, when you want to use, it just pops up like this. So you understand that the camera is on. Whenever the front camera is going to get on, you see a camera pops up. So now you understand that the camera is on. But in other phones, you can't understand whether the camera is on or off. Right. So if these apps, right? So you want to install these apps, some beauty apps and all. Okay, these apps, you're giving them access to your camera, but you don't know when these apps are going to, they will get an access to turn on your camera whenever they want. So it is very, very dangerous. Another very common thing which people do is accept all cookies. Right, any new website you are visiting, you will get this option, accept all cookies. So please do not do that. Okay, because what is happening is when you are accepting all cookies, that website, right, where you are accepting all cookies, it gets access to your complete browsing history. Okay, it gets access to your complete browsing history. So even this also is quite dangerous. Okay, actually, why they are making you accept all cookies is they want to make the best recommendations for you by accessing your browsing history. But it has a negative point also, right? We cannot, browsing history also is something which is very private, right? So you would have some saved passwords and all of that, right? So be careful not to accept all cookies. If any website is asking you, then be careful. No, you shouldn't accept all cookies because they will get complete access to your browsing data and all of that. Okay, so this is a bit dangerous part about data, some things, right? Like shouldn't accept all cookies, shouldn't give access to camera and all of that, shouldn't log in through your Google account. Okay, Google account is very, very important because it contains everything about you. Okay, Google account. So instead of that, you can create two Gmail accounts, right? One for official purposes and one for unofficial purposes. Okay, so there are some big companies also. If you are giving your unofficial email ID, right, they can see which all places you have visited, like what is your attitude, right? What is your personality? Okay, what all, so you may be having the same unofficial account logged in through your Instagram or Facebook, right? So they understand what is your personality by looking at the quality of your posts or comments. So are you a positive person or a negative person? Okay, you have something called as social media analytics. Okay, so they are completely into this only, right? So some company, let's say some company wants to hire you, they want to recruit you. Okay, so they will check your Instagram account or your Facebook account, and they will calculate your personality index. They will calculate something called as your personality index, okay, by looking at your posts or comments. So try not, even on LinkedIn also. Okay, LinkedIn is a very, 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 very important website. Okay, because LinkedIn still is one of the largest job hiring platforms. So please create a LinkedIn account, guys. It's very, very important. Okay, please create a LinkedIn account and try to post things related to data analytics or data science. Okay, just join some data analytic or data science groups on LinkedIn so that your recruiter knows you're genuinely interested in data science. Okay, and wherever you are making any posts or comments, try not to give negative. And if you suppose you really want to give any negative comment about anything, okay, make sure that you are giving some constructive feedback. Okay. Make sure that you are giving some constructive feedback, not just a negative comment. Just see to it that you are able to, give some constructive feedback. Okay, so this is not good, okay, at this restaurant. So this can be done to make it better. So you need to also give a feedback when you're commenting anything negative. Okay, so this shows your personality. So all of this, right? So they are able to access your data, and basically they are able to even tell what kind of a person you are. Okay, so this is always there with data. So you should be very careful. So as a data scientist, now you all know that, why they ask for data and like what all you need to, so where all can you accept cookies, where all you should not accept cookies, right? So where all, it's better not to accept cookies anywhere, if you ask me. Okay, so you know now that you shouldn't log in through your phone number or your Gmail account. Okay, and you shouldn't give all websites access to everything in your phone. Okay, so being a data scientist, you get to know about all this. Okay, so history of data. So I think earlier days, right, like very, very, very olden days, data used to be stored in, leaves, right, or bark of trees. On bark of trees also people used to, engrave data, write data. Okay, or once ink started, right, then they used to, write it on some palm leaves and all. Okay, later on, data started to be stored in all papers, right? So data started to be stored in all papers. Okay, then next you see that a machine has been invented which can, help to, so US census, in the sense like everyone's information in US. So that was a very huge data. So, a small machine was invented to, store all this data. Okay, so like this, you see that slowly this machine has been upgraded, and now you see everything is stored in your system. Okay, and currently, not 1900s, currently data is stored in cloud, right? Because you have such, it's not even stored in your system, it's stored in cloud, right? Only one person's data, only your data itself, you see that your phone storage or your laptop storage is not sufficient to store only one person's data also, right? So everyone is basically, storing their data in the cloud. Okay, so you see that there are some very, very big companies, okay, like Amazon itself. You see every minute how many people may be purchasing on Amazon, right? Millions and billions of people may be purchasing on Amazon every minute, right? So you want to store such huge data, then you definitely need a cloud storage, right? So now basically not even in your system, data is being stored in cloud. So that's how it is being stored right now. I think everyone knows it. Okay, so this is all about data, data security, history of data. Okay, so how do you retrieve data, primary and secondary source? Okay, so now let's move to, okay, what can we do with this data? So why do you think we need data science? What is data science, and why do you think we need it? So I'm sure everyone would have done some research, right? Yeah.
To interpret and manipulate the data in a structured format to understand the behavioral patterns of the customer.
Okay, but Geetika, I just started with data science. I don't understand what you were saying. You're using a lot of, advanced level terminologies, which as a kid, right, I don't understand. So in simple terms, can you try to tell what is data science?
We're organizing the data in a structured format.
Okay. She's saying about organizing. Okay.
Study of data.
Okay. Study.
It's
Okay.
inside. We can collect the information in business, inside of business.
Collecting information. Okay. So you're saying getting some insights from data. Okay.
Business, yes.
Anyone else?
For analyzing and making predictions.
Okay, so analyzing data, and he's saying that he also wants to do some predictions. Okay. Okay. Any other?
Understand the pattern, like behavioral patterns.
Okay, understand the patterns in the data. Okay, so how the data is behaving. That's what she's saying. How the data is behaving, understanding some pattern. Okay. simple terminologies. Okay, don't use complex, because a lot of students, they're not even in the technology field. Okay, they are coming from very diverse background. So I had some students previously even from medical background also, sciences background also. So if we are using very complex terminology, then they start getting scared. Okay, what is this? Is it so difficult? But no, it's very easy, right? Yeah. So organizing data, okay, studying data, collecting data, getting insights, okay, analyzing, predicting, okay, so getting some patterns out of data. Anyone wants to make this in people who are beginning, right? So anyone wants to make their life easier? You want to tell something else? Any other?
Converting raw data to final data.
Okay, but I don't know what is raw data.
Raw data.
So
Sorry.
yeah, so let's not use terminologies. Simple way.
Okay, I
It's
would say in simple
complicated
terms,
data.
record of information.
Okay, that is data, right? Having some information is data. Information or no information, anything is data.
It's complicated, multiple type of data.
Okay, so you want to deal with different types of data. Okay.
Data, huh?
Okay. Okay.
And sort out one by one.
Okay, so she's saying that she wants to sort the data and get multiple types of data. Okay. Okay. So data science. Okay. So what is basically data science? So the work of a data scientist, right, is to innovate. Okay, so it's to innovate in the sense, he wants to get some solutions for some problems. Okay, he wants to get some solutions for some problems. Okay, so solutions for basically business problems. Okay, so my business is having a problem. Okay, so let's say that I'm having a very huge restaurant. Okay, restaurant where you go to eat, right? Let's say I'm having a very huge restaurant and my restaurant is not running properly. Okay, so that is my business problem. So I'm coming to you and I'm asking you, okay, so data scientist, so my restaurant is not running properly, what can I do? So you will not directly go ahead and say, okay, just what they call increase your staff or increase your franchise. You will not directly say such kind of things, right? You will first ask me for my data, my restaurant data. Okay, so I'm having a chain of restaurants. Okay, I'm having a restaurant in Bangalore, in Mumbai, in Hyderabad. Okay, so currently I'm living in Dubai. So I'm having a restaurant in Dubai also. Okay, so I will ask, so you will ask me for my data, right? Because you will not say that, okay, do this and it will work out. No, your work as a data scientist is to understand my data. Okay, how in each of the restaurant in different places, how my sales are my sales good, in which restaurant at which time sales are dipping. Okay, so in Dubai here it's very, very hot in the afternoons, you can't even go out. So obviously maybe in the afternoon your restaurants are empty, right? So you will be asking for my data and you will be trying to understand my data, you will be trying to analyze my data, and as a data scientist you will be trying to make data driven decisions. Okay, so you will not tell me directly in the air like okay, this is your problem, okay, so this is the solution. So let's say that your friend is there. Okay, so she's coming and she's telling you her problem. Okay, without listening to the problem, without understanding what is the data she's telling, you will not directly give her the suggestion, right? So you will listen to what is her problem, what she is saying, and then based on her problem you will give her some solution. Okay, so as a data scientist you will always make data driven decision. You will try to understand what is the data the restaurant is having, okay, or what is the data that that online delivery platform is having. Okay, and then you will try to give some decision. So as a data scientist, you will be innovating, you will be giving solutions to a business problem, and you will be making all data driven decisions based on the data. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so okay, fine. Okay, somebody is coming and telling you their problem, and they're giving the data, and you are trying to make some decisions, okay, out of that data. Let's say that this data is very huge. very huge data you are having. Like, let's say you are having Uber data, Uber. So every second, Uber is a company which is there worldwide, right? It is a company which is there completely in almost all the countries Uber is there. So imagine every second, so many people are booking the cab, right? So you want to deal with such huge data like Uber data or Amazon data, right? Or let's say Netflix data. Every second, so many people are watching so many shows, right? Such huge data you want to deal with. Okay, and then you want to make some data driven decision. Okay, so that's where you need data science. Okay, because you have to deal with such huge amount of data, right? So that's where you need data science. Okay, because we should never, even in real life also, we should never give any solution without listening completely, understanding the data. And for such huge companies, the data may be like so huge, right? Every second, so many orders are being made on Amazon, right? Every second, so many people are watching different shows on any of the OTT platforms. So you need to understand such huge amount of data and then give the data-driven decision. Okay, so you can understand the data. What about your computer? So if you're saying let's say that you are telling some business problem to your computer. So will your computer understand this business problem directly? Do you think it will understand?
No, it won't.
No. Right.
No,
So
ma'am.
what you will
So
be doing, you
then-
have to, yeah, you're very good. Your computer, it does not understand business problem. Okay. Your computer only understands, so basically it doesn't understand logic. So you're telling that, okay, so here you see that this sales is dipping, right? So it will not understand what is a logical thing you are trying to say. It's not able to understand that in the afternoon in Dubai, it's too hot. So people are not going to the restaurant. It can't understand all that. So you're trying to convert your business problem, okay, into a mathematical model. Okay, so Python will do it for you. Okay, so Python will do it for you. You don't have to worry. Mathematical model. So you're going to try to convert your business problem into a mathematical model. Okay, because your computer understands only computations, it understands only math, it doesn't understand logic. So you're trying to convert logic to computations, logic to math. Okay, because your computer understands only math, it doesn't understand any logic. Okay, so this is what you will be doing as a data scientist. You'll be trying to convert a business problem into a mathematical model. You'll be trying to convert your data, your business problem into a format that your computer is able to understand what you're trying to say. Okay, and when you're having such huge kind of data, you cannot analyze, you cannot manually look through, the sales of Amazon in every region, right? It's very difficult. So you can't give your decision without understanding the data. So as a data scientist, you will be making data driven decisions. You'll be giving solutions for business problems, right? So you will be basically, analyzing the data, converting your business problem to mathematical model so that even your computer also can understand what is the data. Okay. So yeah, only if your computer, so okay, let's say that, I understood that, I understood what is the pattern of sales which is happening here. Okay, so you see that only in winters my restaurant is working well here. Okay, I understand what is a pattern. So now I can make a prediction. Okay, I can make a prediction. So now I can say, okay, every winter, this year winter, I can see the data for this year winter, last year winter, right? Last year winter, 2019 winter. Okay, so in every winter, I'm able to see that my sales are very high. So now I understand some pattern is going on in my data. So I can make a prediction that, next year winter also the sales will be high. Okay, so prediction also is something which a data scientist will be doing. Okay, you'll be building a model which can do a prediction basically. Okay, so firstly, you need to understand what is a pattern in your data, and then you can make some prediction. Okay, so I understand that in summer my sales are very less. Okay, you see, I understood that, so my data is having sales of 1 lakh people from 3 years. Okay, so I understand that every winter my sale is high and every summer my sale is less, right? By, using my data science and, converting it into some model which computer can understand, I got this insight. Okay, so now I can say that even next year winter also my sales will be high, and next year summer my sales will be less. So I can make some prediction if I understand the data. Okay, so let's say that I'm talking about your personal Amazon data. So I understand that, from your purchase patterns, right? From your purchase patterns, I understand that you are interested in sports. Okay, you are buying always, ball, bat, right? Gloves, okay, and all of that, right? You're buying wickets. Okay, so I understand that you're interested in sports, and particularly, let's say you're interested in cricket. Okay, so I will make all the recommendations of cricket only for you. Okay, I can make some because I predicted that you are interested in cricket based on what things you are purchasing. Okay, so once you understand the pattern, it is very easy to say, make a prediction as to what you are interested in buying. Okay, so data science is used for making better decisions, making, let's say, data driven decisions based on data. Okay, decisions by using data as a base. Okay, so you can analyze this data, okay, to get an insight about, in which all areas my sales is less, which all areas my sales is high. Okay, so you will get some statistics. What is the average sales which I made this year? Okay, what is the average sales of the last quarter? Okay, so once I understand what is a pattern in my data, in which area my sales are more, and which time period my sales are more, okay, I can do the prediction. Okay, so basically what I'm doing by doing all this, I'm trying to make whatever data I'm having, I'm trying to, utilize that data, make it useful. Yeah. So guys, if anybody's unmuted, I expect that, you all are having some question, or you all want to add on anything. So if you all do not want to add on anything, you all can mute, because what happens is, this recording, right, which you all are going to get, it will have all these noises. Okay, so let me say that later on you want to refer to this recording, so you will have all noises in the recording. So then, it will not be a very clean recording. So for your benefit itself, okay, just try to mute yourself. Okay, because this video is accessible not only to you, to everyone, right? Okay, so this is what data science is completely about. Okay. 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 So there are some things, right, related to data. So firstly, what you will be doing. So anything, right, anything in life also, it needs a particular, a way of doing things, right? Anything you want to do, right? You want to be an engineer. You need to take math in your 11th and 12th, right, as your major. Right, so anything in life, you will be following some particular steps to do it, right? So let's say you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a very good lawyer. Okay, so then, for that you will be having to study some different courses in your 11th and 12th, right? Probably ICSC or CBSC 11th and 12th. Okay. And then, after that you'll be moving into LLB, then you need a degree, right? BA you can take in history or something, and then you will move to LLB, then you will move to LLM. So anything in life, like whatever you want to do, there will be some steps for doing it. Okay, so let's say very, very simple for other people, you want to just make a curry, right? You will first cut the vegetables, right? Whatever vegetables are needed, and then you will make the curry in a particular process, right? So everything, not only a curry and all, even data science also is like that. Okay, you can't, somebody is coming and telling their business problem to you, you can't directly tell them that, okay, this is a solution. Okay, you have to, there are some steps which you will be following. Okay, so firstly, your client, right, will be coming to you with their business problem. You can't directly go and meet your client without studying about his business. Okay, so you can't, you shouldn't be very blank. You're going and meeting your client, he's going to tell you his business problem. You shouldn't be very blank, like, okay, so what is your company about? It will be very disappointing for him. So you need to do your basic background research about the company. Okay, you need to understand the 360-degree overview of the company. Okay, before you meet the client, you need to understand your 360-degree overview of the company. Okay, what the company is into, what all sectors the company is into, in which sector the company is doing well, in which sector the company is not doing well. So what do you think may be, the problem from the what problem do you think he'll be coming up with? Okay, so you need to understand the complete 360-degree overview of the business. Okay, and then you will be meeting your client, and then he will be telling you his problem, right? What is the problem, what is the challenge that he's facing. Okay, so sometimes what happens is the client himself gives you the data. Okay, so you don't have to worry about data collection. The client only will give you the data because you're talking about his company. Okay, but sometimes your client, right? Your client, the person who's coming and telling you the problem, the business problem, this guy, he may not be having the data. He may not be having the data. Okay, maybe it is related to, something where he is not having the complete data about it. Right. So in that case, what you have to do is you have to collect your own data. So maybe it's an insurance company having some problems. Okay. So he will give you the insurance company, the details of the people who are taking the insurance. But you also need to know these people's bank details also. Right. So sometimes, the data, you may require some extra data apart from what the client is giving you. Okay, so you can decide whether you want to, collect the data from primary source or you want to collect the data from secondary source, right? As we discussed, primary source is collecting data directly from the source. So you can decide whether you want to do a survey or, you want to send a questionnaire, okay? Or, secondary data source, or do you want to, directly take the data from particular, institution and you want to filter it out. It's up to you. Okay, so you can collect the data in any way. Okay, next, once you collect the data may not be having, right? Okay, let's say that you are having data, very, very simple data, let's take. Okay, so maybe your client is a school, okay, and a lot of students are failing in that school. Okay, the business problem is a lot of students are failing in the school. Okay, this is the business problem of the school. Okay, so let's say that you're having ID number of students, name of students. Okay, then what is the marks that they are getting? Okay, and what is the grade that they are studying? Okay, or let's say what is the standard that they are studying? Standard. Okay, so let's say this is a very, very simple data set. You are having just the ID number, the name of students, what marks they're getting, and what is the class they're studying in, first class, second class, whatever is it. Okay, so let's say that I'm having for one student, right, ID number as 1001. Okay, let's say that his name is, let's say Hrithik. Let's say he got marks as, let's say he got only passing marks 45. And let's say he's in third class. Okay, so I'm having another girl's name. Okay, so let's take the girl's name as Ritika. Okay, so she's having, let's say 90 marks and she's in fourth standard. Okay, let's say again I'm coming across somebody with the ID number 1001 and his name also is Ritik and his marks also is 45 and he's also in third grade. Don't you think that, don't you think that this and this, right? This and this may be duplicate values? Don't you think that this and this may be duplicate entries? No?
Yes.
See, you may have two people with the same name, okay,
But
same marks and same standard also. But what about ID number? Don't you think ID number is something which should be unique? ID number is a unique number given to each and every student. So if this ID number also is same, then don't you think it is the same person? It
Yes.
is, yes, okay. It is very much the same person. If ID number also is same, then definitely it is the same person, right? So, do you think we require such kind of duplicate data?
No.
No, right? Not
Yeah.
really. Why do we require duplicate data? We already have a Hrithik with the same ID number, same marks, and same standard. Okay, so you need to delete such kind of duplicate values. Okay, let's say that for some person, marks are missing. If marks are missing, can I make any analysis? if I have any missing values, then if my marks are missing of some student, then can I make any analysis out of this marks?
Yes.
I can. So let's say that, I'm having in 10 students marks, I'm saying 5 students marks are missing. So can I understand anything? Okay, so let me put the question this way. Okay, so I told you all that I'm going to conduct a test tomorrow. Okay, so for example, I'm telling that I will conduct a test tomorrow, and in tomorrow's test I'm telling you that okay, in tomorrow's test I'm telling you that I'm going to ask you 10 questions. Okay, please prepare these 10 questions and come. And in these 10 questions, I'm giving you question and answer, and I'm telling you prepare these 10 question and answer and come. And let's say that in these 10 question and answer, 5 are missing. Will you be able to prepare for the test properly?
No, that's because the data is missing in your previous question.
Right. So if you yourself cannot understand that, you cannot understand the question paper. So next time I'm conducting exam, I'm giving you all 10 question and answers for preparation, and in that 5 are missing. So as a human being, just if you are having some missing values only, you are not able to do well in the test. What about your computer? Do you think it will now understand the data if any of these marks are missing? Yeah, somebody who answered previously? Not sure. No, right? Definitely not. So if your data, do you get it? Somebody who answered previously, right? They said yes. I'm sorry, I didn't see her name, was too busy explaining. You understood?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, it was Rahul. Okay. So if yeah, so if five answers are missing, only you cannot write the test properly. So if so many marks are missing, right, obviously your computer cannot analyze your data properly. It cannot even understand what is a pattern in the data. So if you're having missing values, what to do? Right, you need to clean the data. You need to, you need to do something about the missing values also, right? Because if you have missing values, it is very difficult to analyze the data. Let's say that my marks are out of 100. But let's say Ritika is scoring 110. Is it possible?
No.
Is it possible? No. So you are having a lot of, extreme values, or, you don't know whether this value is a correct value or not, right? Why she's getting 110. Okay. So you need to deal with all such kind of data. Okay, so we will discuss how to deal with them when we are doing data cleaning and data preparation. I will discuss how to deal with such kind of data. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so if you're having any duplicate values, any missing values, any extreme values, right, we have to handle it in a different way. Okay, you cannot directly work on data with duplicate values, missing values, or extreme values. Okay. So next is nothing. Okay, so I have dealt with all this. I cleaned my data. Okay, so now I'm having marks of all students. Okay, I'm having only the genuine, I'm not having any duplicate values. I'm not having any extreme values. Let's say that I have made my data into a very, very, neat way. Okay, so I'm having, genuine ID numbers, genuine students. Okay, no missing values and all of that. Okay, so next I need to, analyze my data. Analyze my data. I can now analyze my data. Okay, so I can analyze my data through various statistics. Okay, these statistics. So what is the average marks? What is the median marks? Okay, so what is the mode? What is the, most students, how many marks they have got? Okay, what is the variance in these marks? Okay, so I can use some statistics to analyze my data. Okay, and this statistics is nothing but it is called as exploratory data analysis. Okay, exploratory data analysis. So this is my statistics. Okay. So, or, I can also, not only statistics, I can also visualize my data. I can also visualize my data, visualize in the sense I can create some graphs so that it is easy to understand the data. Okay. So I can create some graphs so that it is easy to understand the data. Okay. So firstly, we are trying to, understand the business problem. We are trying to get an overview of the complete business before meeting the client. Okay. And we are trying to understand, his problem by, collecting his data. So either after he gives you the data, if you need any more data, you can either take the data from the primary source, go and collect directly by doing survey, or you can take the data from any institution, secondary source. Okay, then we need to prepare the data so that there are no duplicate values, right? There are no missing values. Okay, and there are no extreme values. So we discussed until here. Okay, there are no extreme values. Okay, so once my data is all, it doesn't have any duplicates, doesn't have any missing values and all, I can now, do some basic statistics on my data. I can apply some basic statistics to understand my data. Okay, that is called as exploratory data analysis. I can also visualize my data. Okay, by using some graphs. Okay, so let's say that, you are the data scientist, but I don't understand your statistics. Okay, because I am not a data scientist, right? I am owner of a business, right? I may not even be literate. Okay, so you need to actually, out of my data, you need to actually get this, and you need to show me that, okay, so these many students have got marks, less than 40, right? These many students have got marks between 40 to 70, right? Between 70 to 100, these many people have got marks. So you need to just show me some statistics, or if it is got to do with sales, right? You need to show me some statistics like, so let's take that this is January, February, let's take last year sales, okay? March, April. So you need to show me the statistics like, the sales is increasing like this. Okay. Or you need to show me the comparison between different products. Okay. Product 1 sales is like this. This is product 2 sales. Okay. This is product 3 sales. Okay. So you need to show me all this in some way so that I can understand. As a illiterate person also, I should be able to understand, what the sales are. So your visualizations should be so beautiful that it should give me a nice insight, okay, on how the sales are. So even if I don't know anything also, as soon as I look at this, I should be able to understand. Okay. So your visualizations, it should be so perfect, so good. Okay, so that it should be able to give me, nice insight out of the data, even if I don't understand anything pertaining to technology. I don't have to understand, right? I'm giving you my business problem and you have to solve it for me. So I'm hiring you because I want you to solve the problem. Okay, so I don't have to understand anything. Okay, but you need to give me, some insight about, what is the problem happening. So you need to give me in a form where I can understand very well. Okay. So, okay, you're done. So, okay, so this is done. Okay. So let's take my data set. Okay. In my data set, okay, I was having earlier ID number, marks, right? And the standard of the student, right? Name and standard of the student. Okay. So let's take name also. Yeah. So based on marks, okay, I want to create one more column. Okay, I want to create one more column with the name grade. Okay, so I can say that whoever is getting marks between 0 to 40, they are fail, right? 40 to 50, then let's give them some grade. Okay, let's give them E grade. Okay, 50 to 60, then they'll get D grade, right? 60 to 70, right? C grade. 70 to 80, B, and 80 to, let's say 100, let's say 90, A, and 90 to 100, let's say A plus. Okay, A plus. So I want to segregate my students with different marks into these grades. So basically what I'm doing is I'm adding a new column grade. Okay, because it will be more easy for me to analyze with grade, right? Not only with marks. If I'm giving grade, then it will be very easy to analyze, because marks means I can have 100 marks. right? 0 to 100, it is very difficult. But if I'm converting this to grade, I have only 7 grades, F, E, D, C, B, A plus. So it is much easier for me to understand if I'm basically converting my marks to grades. So that is what you will be doing in this feature engineering. Okay, so your feature engineering is nothing but, okay, so, okay, in this data set, so you are having data set about this, right? ID number, name, marks, and all. So what do you think are the features of this data set? Anyone wants to try? What are the features of this data set? Name, ID number, marks, and standard data set I'm having, right? So what are the features or characteristics or variables of this data set? Anyone wants to try? No? I'm having a data set, okay, with different students' name, ID number, marks, and what class they're studying in. So I'm just, yeah?
Yeah, it represents the grading of all the students for a class.
What is the features? What are the features of this data set? Don't you think the name, ID number, marks, and standard, these are the features of this data set?
Yes.
These are the features or characteristics of this data set, right? So this data set is defined by the name, ID number, marks, and standard. So these are the features. They are called as the features, characteristics, or variables of this data set. Okay. So feature in the sense, what are the, you can also say that they are the column names. Okay, but each of them is talking about a unique aspect of the data set. Your name is talking about a unique aspect, the name of the student. ID number is a unique aspect of the student. Marks is a unique aspect of the student, right? Standard is a unique aspect of the student. So each and everything is giving you some characteristic about the student, right? Something about each student. So these are the features of this data set. Okay. And what do you mean by engineering? What do you mean by engineering? Anyone? Engineering? Most of you all would have done engineering, right? In this batch. So what do you mean by engineering? Just bunking classes, enjoying with friends, is it? Ragging? So freshers party, farewell party, right? Hanging out, right? So is that all about engineering? What is engineering? What exactly is engineering? Okay, very good, very good. Okay, Prithvi Raj. Okay, very good. Okay, engineering is about innovation. Okay, it is about creating something new. Okay, from what you have learned. So that's the reason why your complete 4th year is into projects, right? Because you, in that 3 years, whatever you learned, you are trying to create something new out of that. Okay, there's a lot of difference, guys, between science and engineering. Okay, you have BSc, BA, and you have engineering, right? BTech, BE. Okay, there's a lot of difference between both of them. Sciences, in people who are into the sciences background, right? They are trying to learn something which is already existing. Like, that when light passes through prism, it will split into 7 colors. Okay, so whatever is already known, they are experimenting on that only again. But when it comes to engineering, in your last final year, you are trying to create something new out of what you learned on all these 3 years. And you see every single lab. Why engineering has so many labs? Because in every single lab, you are trying to learn some aspect of how to innovate or create something new. Okay, so every branch of engineering is in creating something new or innovating. Like you see civil engineering, they are into buildings, right? Creating buildings. Okay, you see electronics and communication engineering, all these small chips which are in your phone and laptop, right? The microprocessor, microcontroller, they create that. Okay, people who are into EEE, they create these motors and transformers and all of that. People who are into mechanical, they create cars, okay, automobiles. Okay, So people in every branch of engineering, people who are in computer science engineering, they are creating apps, they are creating, prediction models. Okay, so they're creating a lot of things. Okay, they're creating cloud architecture. Okay, so people, every branch of engineering is into creating or innovating something new. Okay, so feature engineering is all about creating new features. Okay, so engineering means creating something, and feature engineering means creating features. So based on marks, I can create another feature called as grade. Okay, so this is nothing but feature engineering. Only if it is required, if I do not require to create grade, if these itself are giving me enough insight, then I will not create. Okay, but if I create grade, my life is becoming easier, so I will create. Okay, so feature engineering is about creating or adding new columns, features about this data set. Okay, so that's all about feature engineering. Okay, it's all got to do with, you're dealing with some characteristics or features. You're adding some characteristics or some features to the data set because the given characteristics, you are not satisfied with the given characteristics. So you can add based on the characteristics that you are already having. Okay, you can add more characteristics or more features into your data set. Okay. So next, okay, so you're done. So you're done with your data set. So you have visualized, analyzed your data set. You felt that, you have to add some characteristics. You are done adding the characteristics also. Okay. So let's write it here. So it is about creating features. Okay. Creating features. Okay, so next, okay, so you're done. So my final data, I have my final data, it is cleaned. Okay, so I have removed all duplicate missing values. I have analyzed the data. Okay, I have created new characteristics and it's all ready. Okay, so my data is all ready. So what to do now? Okay, so I told you, so here itself, I told you in your visualizations only, I told you. Okay, and in your, after creating new features, you are easily able to know how many students failed, right? So you understand what is the statistics, how is the data set, what are the patterns in the data set. So after I understand what are the patterns in my data set, what I will be doing is I will be predicting. I'll be predicting what will be the trend. Okay, so why these students are failing. Okay, so next also upcoming, if you are following the same, learning model, then what will be the next outcome? Okay, next year also how many students are going to fail? Okay, or if I'm following the same business strategy, okay, if I'm following the same business strategy, then next year also, so let me say that right now, when I analyze my data, this is product 1 sales, product 2 sales, and product 3 sales. Okay, if I'm following the same marketing strategy, okay, maybe next year, product 1, nobody will buy. And product 3, the sales will go on increasing. So once I understand what is a pattern in the data, I can make some prediction as to what is going to happen. Okay, what is going to happen, right? After making the prediction, you can ask your team, what can we do about it to improve the condition? Okay, so your machine learning model is all about making some prediction. Okay, so after you're done with predicting the data, you need to evaluate, model evaluation. How accurate is your data? So sorry, how accurate is your prediction? Okay, so I predicted that next year 50% of students will fail. Okay, I predicted that 60% or 50% of students will fail if the same strategy is followed. But what happened is, to my surprise, only 20% of the students have failed. Okay, so you see that my model is not giving me very accurate results. Okay, so I need to also evaluate my model. Okay, so how well the model is doing the prediction. Usually the accuracy of the model should be greater than 95%. Okay, it should be greater than 95% for the model. So then I can say the accuracy is good. If the accuracy is not good, you can try to use any other models, or we have something called, as we'll discuss this later when we are doing model evaluation, we also have something called as hyperparameter tuning. Okay, hyperparameter tuning. So this is nothing but, you can tune your model. So you are going, so suppose your guitar is there. Okay, you're having your guitar. So or your piano, guitar, whatever, or your violin. Okay. So whatever musical instrument you are having, it is not giving you the correct sound. Okay. So whatever musical instrument you are having, let's say it is not giving you the correct sound. So what will you do if it is not giving you the correct sound? Won't you tune it? Won't you tune your guitar so that each and every string is producing the correct sound? You will tune it, right? You will tune your musical instrument so that each and every string is giving the correct sound. Okay, your veena is there, your guitar is there. You will tune it in such a way that each and every string is giving you the correct note, right? Same way you will tune your model also. Okay, so you will tune your model also until it is giving greater than 95% accuracy. You will go on tuning it. Okay, so when we are discussing model evaluation, I'll tell you all how can we tune the model also, we will discuss. Okay, so next, okay, monitoring and maintenance. Okay, so so we have done, so let's say that we have done some projects in the aviation sector. Okay, so aviation, aeroplanes. Let's say we have done up some project in the aviation sector, and our project is to predict the number of vacant seats. Okay, this is my project, to predict the number of vacant seats. Okay, so this project is working for me in 2019. Okay, okay, so let us say that this project we have done in 2016. Okay, so this is working perfectly in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019 also to an extent. But from 2020 onwards, this model of predicting the number of vacant seats in aeroplane, right? This model is not working. Why? What happened in 2020? What happened in 2020? Anyone?
COVID. Pandemic, lockdown.
COVID, lockdown. Right. So in lockdown, the number of vacant seats in aeroplane, right? It is in private airlines, zero, like none of the seats were occupied, right? A full aeroplane was vacant, and they were operating something called as Vande Bharat flights, right? And these flights were overloaded, right? They were overloaded, and literally people had to book slots for evacuation. So in COVID time, 2020, this project of predicting the number of vacant seats, it was not working anymore. So not only this project, every project needs monitoring and maintenance from time to time. So I need to change my model now as per the COVID scenario. Okay, I need to keep changing my model as per the COVID scenario. Okay, so every project needs monitoring and maintenance. We say that any business is affected by something called as pest. Okay, pest is nothing but political, economical, social, and technological changes. Okay, so any business is affected by this political, social, economical, and technological changes. So every business is affected with these scenarios. So even every project that we are doing also will be affected with these scenarios. So as per the political conditions or economical or social or technological conditions, we need to keep monitoring and maintaining our project. Okay, so this is the life cycle of data science. First, you will understand what is a business about. You will talk to your client, you will understand his problem, you will take his data. If there's any additional data, you will decide how to collect, primary or secondary. Okay, then you will clean and prepare your data. You will remove the duplicate values, you will handle the missing values, you will handle the extreme values. Okay, then after your data is prepared, okay, then you will perform some basic statistics on your data. You will visualize your data, you will show the visualizations to me. I'm your client, right? You will tell me that, okay, this product, this area, this sales is low in this particular point of time. You will show me some graphs. Okay, and next, for yourself, if you want to make some prediction and you need some features, you can create features through feature engineering. Okay, so once you're able to understand what is a pattern in my data through the graphs and all, you can do the prediction by building a machine learning model. Okay, so once you build your model, Okay, you can evaluate the model, how accurate it is. If it is not accurate, we will tune the model. Okay, and every every project needs to be monitored and maintained, okay, as per the scenarios. Okay, so this is about your data science life cycle. Okay, then how we build it. Okay, so okay, so next, so then I know that you people may be having a lot of doubts, like, what are the skills required for a data scientist? You are from a non-technological background, then how data science is going to work for you? Or you are a fresher, or you are having some experience in some other field. So will you be a fresher here? Okay, so you people may be having a lot of doubts. I understand that. Okay, so I will be clarifying all these doubts in the, after the break. Okay, so don't worry. I know what all doubts you people are having. So because I have taken a lot of demo sessions before. Okay, so this is not my first batch. Okay, so I already know what questions students may be having. So I will answer all your questions once we come back from the break. So it is 11:27. So let's take a break until 11:35. Okay, 11:35. Okay, so you all can go for your break, guys. Make sure to come back. Okay, so that we can discuss all the important aspects. Guys, don't use the tool Rajendra Verma. Don't use this annote tool. Don't use the annote tool. Okay, so everybody can see you drawing on the screen. Okay, be careful. Okay, so let's come back after the break, guys. So 11:28 to 11:35.
बघू ते पहिलं त्यांचे पैसे येऊ देत, त्याच पैशातनं करायचे, ठरले ना आपण बजेटमध्ये, आपण नाही करायचं.
Okay, 1 more minute, guys. Please join. Okay. So there are some important aspects which we need to discuss. Okay. So I think I have already discussed this, that why data science is important. Because you have such huge amounts of data, right? You have to deal with such huge amounts of data. So I told you that on Swiggy, every second so many people are ordering, right? On Swiggy and Zomato, on Uber, every second so many people are booking a ride. On Amazon, every second so many people are, browsing so many things, purchasing so many things. So you are having such huge data. Okay, so you need some tools which can help you to handle, analyze, visualize, right, and predict out of such huge data. Okay, so it also helps, so I told you that as a data scientist, you will basically be understanding the business problem and making data driven decision, right? You will be converting the business problem into some mathematical model where your computer can understand. Okay, so there are many applications of data science. Okay, so on Facebook you can understand what is a consumer behavior. Okay, so I told you that you're having a data threat because you would have logged in to Amazon through your Gmail, or some people also log in through Facebook. So Amazon understands what all products you may be liking based on what you are wearing in your Facebook images, right? And all of that, your Facebook posts, the way whether you are a positive or negative person based on your comments and posts, right? A lot of things, right? You're having sensors which basically give you your primary data. We discussed all of this. Okay, so there are a lot of things. You can analyze some text, you can understand what is the feedback, thoughts, views, reaction and suggestion of a person. Okay, you can improve, you can make data driven decisions, you can improve the decision making by analyzing the data of different organizations. Okay, so you can make critical decisions, you can analyze what is the trend in your data. Okay, so which product sales are increasing, which product sales are decreasing over time, also you can analyze. Okay, so you can identify, you can identify and refine, you can target audience based on what is there. You can understand the audience, right? You can understand the audience based on different aspects. Okay, so what are they interested in, luxury products or basic products? You can understand a lot of things by looking at their profiles and all of that. Okay, so you can basically improve your suggestions, your predictions, right? So suppose you're seeing that somebody on Amazon, right, they are buying only home decor products, right? Home decor, like it can be indoor plants, it can be some different kind of lights, it can be different kind of clocks. Okay, somebody is only buying home decor. Okay, so you can make recommendation only related to home decor for that person. So in this way you are trying to understand what is the purchase pattern, or what is the search pattern, and you are trying to target that, and you're trying to you're going to suggest only products related to, most of the products related to home decor for them. Okay, let's say that somebody is watching on Prime, Amazon Prime. Okay, somebody is watching horror movies, right? So he's watching, let's say 70% of the time horror movies, and he's watching drama movies for 10% drama movies he's watching. Okay, let's say that romantic comedy movies he's watching another 10% of the time. Okay, so let's say that he's watching fiction movies, science fiction movies, right? Science fiction movies he's watching for another 5% of the time. Okay, and let's say that he's watching 3% of the time he's watching thrillers, and let's say 2% of the time he's watching all animated movies. Okay, all animated movies. So if if there is a horror movie, whether the movie is, you know, good or not, because he's watching 70% of the time horror movie, you will recommend horror movies to him, right? Drama movies and romantic comedy movies, if they are good, they're having good rating, you will recommend to him, right? Science fiction, thrillers and animated movies, only if they're excellent or they also have an element of horror, drama or romantic comedy, only you will recommend to him. So you are seeing that we can make very personalized recommendations to a person by understanding his data, what kind of movies he is watching on Amazon Prime, right? On any OTT platform. Okay. So what are the skills and tools required to be a data scientist? So basically we will be using Python. Okay. Earlier, long back, people were using R. Okay, so R was a programming language which was specifically designed for statistical computing. Okay, now nobody is asking R anymore. They are asking Python only. Okay, so in Python itself, you have so many modules, right? You will be learning pandas, okay, NumPy, okay, SciPy, okay, Matplotlib. Okay, so a lot of modules, sklearn. Okay, you'll be learning so many modules in Python itself. Okay, there'll be so many modules that, you know, it'll be really difficult to complete these itself. Okay, so Python is going to be for the next 20 years. So I know a lot of you all may be having this doubt that, you know, ma'am, I don't know any programming language, then how will I be able to cope up with Python? So one thing you need to keep in mind, okay? So you are not a Python developer. Okay, you are not a Python developer. So even you see the job role, the skills, you know, you can go to any naukri.com or Indeed and you check the skills required for Python developer and data scientist. They are completely different. Okay, the skill set required for Python developer and data scientist are completely different. So you are not a Python developer, you are a data scientist. So even in the interview, if they are going overboard and asking questions about Python, they are asking too many questions about Python, you can just tell them that I am not a Python programmer. Okay, you can tell that I am not a Python programmer, but I am a data scientist who can work well with Python. Okay, I'm a data scientist who can work well with Python, or I'm a data scientist who can use Python as a tool for data science, only for data science. Okay, so I am a data scientist who can use Python as a tool for data science, because Python is it's a general purpose programming language. So you can do a lot of things using Python. Okay, so not only data science, you can do a lot of things using Python. You can basically create any website, you can create a game, you can do a lot of things, but you are not interested in all of that, right? Because you are interested only in data science. So we are just going to use Python as a tool for data science. Okay, so only whatever are the modules which are relevant for data science, we will be dealing with only those modules. Okay, so you have something called as a Jupyter notebook and a Google Colab. All of these basically they are internet Python notebooks. Okay, so basically you want your data to be saved in the cloud, whatever programming you are doing. Okay, and you want to access it from anywhere, even if you are not having your own system. Okay, then you can do it in Google Colab or Jupyter notebook. It's basically an internet Python notebook. You are doing Python in cloud. Okay, then you have different Python libraries which we will be dealing with, like as I have told you right just now, NumPy, SciPy, sklearn, pandas. A lot of libraries are there in Python itself which are required for data science. You'll also require MySQL because suppose you want to be a data engineer, or even for a data scientist also, you need to first retrieve your data from the data source. Okay, if you're having a data source, you need to first extract the data from the data source onto Python. And after you work on the data, you need to push the data back into the data source. So to do all of this, to extract data from the data source, you need MySQL. Okay, so to extract data from the data source, you need MySQL. So basically, I would like to say that using Python, you can work on Jupyter Notebook, Google Colab, anything, and MySQL, right? These are like important. As a data scientist, you need to know. Okay, So as a data scientist, you also will be, after extracting the data, you also need to analyze the data before you do the prediction, right? Without analyzing the pattern, you cannot do the prediction, right? So you need to first extract data, which you will be doing using MySQL. Then you'll be analyzing the data using Tableau or Power BI or Advanced Excel. Okay, you'll be learning any one of Tableau or Power BI. Both of them are same. Okay, I'll talk about it. Okay, and Advanced Excel. Okay, so you'll be predicting using Python. Okay, so basically Tableau and Power BI are nothing but they are business intelligence tools. Okay, business intelligence tools. Okay, so they basically give you something called as dynamic dashboard. Okay, so normally if you want to show some visualization, you want to show something to your client, you do using your PPTs, right? You create a PPT and then you show it to your client. So suppose your client says on the spot right now, okay, change some value and show me the visualization. Okay, so your client is telling you change a particular value now in the meeting and show me the visualization. Okay, you can do that in Tableau or Power BI. Okay, so they are dynamic dashboards, right? Dynamically, you can keep changing the values and you can keep checking the visualizations, right? You want to improve your business. So your manager is telling, okay, so what if the sales of this product are changed? Then show me the visualization. So on spot, you want to change and the values and you want to see the visualizations, you will be using Tableau or Power BI. These are business intelligence tools, okay, which give dynamic dashboards. So to extract the data, you will need MySQL. To analyze the data, you will need Tableau or Power BI and Advanced Excel. And to do the prediction, you will need Python. So all these three skills are very, very important as a data scientist. You will need all these three. Okay, we'll talk even about data analyst also. I know that some of you all have joined for data analysis course and some of you all have joined for data science course. Okay, for data analyst, right, extracting the data and analyzing the data, right? Extracting, okay, let's say extracting, let's also say cleaning and analyzing the data. Until here, it is same for data scientist as well as data analyst. Until here, it is same. But for data scientists, the one more extra thing which they'll be doing is building prediction models. Okay, so this is extra as a data scientist. So you see, data scientist is paid more than data analyst, right? That is because data scientist will be building the prediction models also. Data analyst will only be extracting the data, cleaning the data, analyzing the data. But data scientist or even a machine learning engineer, okay, data scientist or a machine learning engineer will be also building the prediction models. Okay, so you see these jobs are more paid than data analyst. Okay, but you want a very cool job, you don't want much work, right? Even if the salaries are good for data analyst also, but it is little less compared to data scientist, because data scientist is doing extra work by building prediction model. But you want your job to be very cool, right? You don't want a very, very high salary, you can go for data analyst. Okay, but you are very much interested in the package, then you can go for data scientist or ML engineer. Okay, so they do everything from end to end level. Okay, so skill set required, there are some technical skills. Okay, you need to know Python, you need to know data visualization using Tableau or Power BI, you need to know Microsoft Excel. Okay, you need to know SQL, NoSQL. Okay, social media mining is a part of domain specific analytics. Okay, I'll come to that. Okay, you need to know a bit of statistics, you need to know math, okay, and you need to know machine learning models. Okay, so these are the technical skills required for a data scientist. These are the technical skills which are required. Okay, non-technical skills can, you need to have teamwork, you need to have good leadership qualities, your communication should be good, right? You should be able to understand the business problem well. Okay, so communication is extremely important, guys. Okay, because all of you all will be applying jobs, right? And every company wants to grow, right? Every company wants to grow. So do you think that a company will, every company wants to grow, yeah, especially in the international market, right? Every company wants to grow in the international market. So do you think that any company would like to recruit somebody who does not know English or something like that? Do you think? Do you think a company would like to recruit somebody who does not know English?
No.
No, definitely.
Oh,
Right?
ma'am.
Definitely, they will not recruit because there are so many people available who know English as well as the technical skills, right? So every company looks for growth. You can't go to the company and say, I like my mother tongue, so I will talk only in my mother tongue. So the company will ask you, then should I hire a special translator for you? It's not possible, right? It's not possible. The company cannot hire a translator for you, right? So every company which you are applying wants to grow in the international market, so it is mandatory to speak good English. So in this, if somebody is not confident about English, so in this course, you can also learn technical skills and also try to communicate in English. Okay, so you can see your friends communicating in English and try to talk in English. Okay, it's okay, nobody will laugh, everyone is here new, everyone is trying to learn something new. Okay, so you can try to talk in English. Okay, it's not that I am against any mother tongue. Okay, it's never like that. I just want you all to practice for your interviews, because having the knowledge is different, and being able to explain what knowledge you are having is different. This is very important. Maybe you are having a lot of knowledge, but the person beside you, he's not having as much knowledge as you, but he's explaining very well, he's giving examples, he's explaining very well. Okay, then he only will be recruited. So having the knowledge is different. Able to explain what knowledge you are having, or able to express what knowledge you are having is also very important. So it's like you are having a lot of knowledge, but you are not able to express that, you're not able to tell what you know. Okay, then it will be a waste of even learning this, right? You should be able to express, you should be able to explain. So that is the reason why I always encourage my students to unmute yourself and speak. Okay, so that it will give you the confidence to speak in public. Okay, it will give you that confidence, which is very important. And also, if you're typing in chat, what happens is after the discussion is over, I will open the chat, right? Then, because in between the discussion, I can't open the chat and keep reading, right? So after the discussion is over, I will open the chat. So your whatever point you want to add on, right? It will be delayed, or it will be after the topic, so it will make it pointless. Okay, so always when you want to tell something, rather than it'll take some time for you to type in and some time for me to read. So by the time the topic will be over. Okay, so if you want to add something, okay, just unmute yourself and speak. Okay, so it will give you the confidence to talk, and also you will be involved in the discussion. Okay, so you will be very much involved in the discussion, so you will not sleep off, right? If you're trying to talk, you will not sleep off. Okay, so it is very, very important. Try to unmute yourself and try to speak up whenever you are having any query, or if you want to add on something, just unmute yourself and talk. Okay, so that you will be very much involved in the discussion. Okay, so this is about what skill set you require. Okay, apart from your technical skills, okay, like Python and Tableau, Power BI, SQL, and math and statistics and machine learning. Apart from these, you also need to have good communication. Okay, able to express your knowledge very well. Okay, that's very, very, very important. Okay, so you have, some of the people here, right? So you may be telling, ma'am, I am from finance background. Okay, so I am from healthcare background. Okay, or I am from, let's say sales. I worked as a sales manager before. Okay, so if I become a data scientist, can I become a data scientist? Of course, yes. Okay, so if I become a data scientist, will my experience be wasted? Okay, the answer is no. So if you are having, let's say, 5 years experience as a sales manager, or in healthcare, or in finance, or 10 years experience, okay, so you will not be considered as a fresher. Okay, even if you're having experience in other sectors also, you will not be considered as a fresher when you are applying as a data scientist. You will not be considered as a fresher. Okay, because you can apply. So suppose you are in from finance background, you have studied, okay, or you are having experience in finance background, anything. Some people may have zero experience, right? I may have some freshers with zero experience. Okay, so these people have studied something in finance background. Okay, they have to, choose a company, a finance company. They can be a data scientist in some insurance company, or in banking sector. They can be they can apply for jobs in banking sector as a data scientist. People who are in healthcare, right? You see in fact, a lot of hospitals have so much data about so many patients that they require for a data scientist. So you can apply as a data scientist in your sector, in healthcare sector. Okay, or you can apply as a data scientist or a data analyst in sales sector. Okay, so based on what experience you are having or what you have studied, okay, in that same sector, in those companies itself, you can apply as a data scientist. Okay, so don't worry, your experience will not go waste. You will not be considered as a fresher if you are having experience. Okay, and even if you are having zero experience also, don't worry, based on what field you have studied, okay, in that field you can apply as a data scientist. So you have a lot of, so you are into different domain, right? So everybody's in from different domain. So you have lot of domain specific analytics. Okay, domain specific analytics, like maybe you are from marketing domain, then you can apply for, as a data analyst in some marketing company. Okay, you're from, you work as some travel agent, you can apply as a data scientist in a travel company, right? You have a lot of travel companies, right? Make My Trip, Go Bibo, Yatra, Goda, so many. Okay, so if you are from healthcare sector, you can apply as a data scientist in any huge hospital or anything like that. If you're from sales sector, you can apply again for a data science job or a data analyst job in any of the marketing companies. Okay, so if you're from finance sector, you can apply in insurance company, right? You can predict the claims, you can predict, how many people are going to default, right? Not pay back the loan, right? How many people are going to do fraud. Okay, if you're, in automation sector, some people may say, ma'am, I'm mechanical engineer, I'm electronics engineer, right? How can I become a data scientist? Okay, then you can apply for jobs in some automation sector. Like you see, Google is making self-driving cars and all of that, right? So you can apply for jobs in any of the automation sectors. You can apply. So people who are from ECE background, right? You can apply jobs in Intel as a data scientist. Okay, people who are from mechanical background, you can apply job in some car company as a data scientist. Okay, so every company needs a data scientist, right? So even if you are an engineer also, you can apply for in your sector itself as a data scientist, right? You also have something called, so some people are PR, okay, or HR. Okay, so you have experience as a PR or a HR. Okay, and you want to apply for as a data scientist. Yes, you can apply for a data scientist in Facebook, Twitter. Okay, where you can do sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis is understanding the sentiment, right, behind the posts or comments of a person on a particular product. Okay, about a particular product, you're trying to understand what is a sentiment based on posts or comments in social media. Okay, you can do even in digital marketing also, you can apply your analytics. Okay, so everybody, literally everybody who have experience in some other domains also, you will not be considered as a fresher. Okay, so your complete experience will work here, and people who are having zero experience also, based on what you have studied, you can apply. Okay, and some people say, no ma'am, I want to shift completely into IT. Oh, you can shift completely into IT also after this course. So I spoke about experienced people, zero experienced people, and people who want to shift to IT. 3 categories of people. Okay, so don't worry, you have so many domain specific analytical courses. Okay, so many people have this doubt. Okay, what about the career opportunities and salaries? Okay, so guys, I have freshers, some of my students, I have freshers who got salary as 12 lakhs per annum also. And I have some freshers who got salary of 4.5 lakhs per annum also in my batches. So I feel it completely depends on you. Okay, it completely depends on you. So what is the focus you are putting towards this course? What is your seriousness about this course, right? If you are doing your assignments and all of that also, it will be like a practice for you. Okay, so you will not lose in touch by the next weekend, right? So what is yours? So how often you are studying? Are you studying every day? Are you studying every alternate day? Are you not studying? Are you attending classes? Are you not attending classes? It completely depends on your seriousness. Okay, it completely depends on your seriousness. Completely on you. Okay, how well you are prepared, okay, for the interview. Okay, how well your communication skills are. I told you all, focus on that also. Okay, so how well your communication skill is, right? How well your technical skill is, right? What is the hard work that you are putting to improve your skills? So it completely depends on you, what package you are getting. For experienced people in my batch, the highest package I got was one of my students. He had 10 years of work experience. Okay, keep that in mind. He got 40 lakhs per annum. He has 10 years of work experience, and his previous experience was he was vice president of a company. Okay, and experienced people, minimum they have got 9 lakhs per annum in my batches. Minimum in experience of, let's say, 3 years. People have got 9 lakhs per annum. Experience not in data science, in other domains. Okay, so I told you that if you are from a particular domain, you're having experience in a particular domain, in the same domain, you can apply as a data scientist. Okay, so you will not be considered as a fresher. So 3 years work experience, guy got 9 lakhs per annum. 10 years work experience, they got 40 lakhs per annum. So it again, for experienced candidates, it also depends on your work experience. Okay, and it also depends on whether you are applying in the same domain or are you shifting completely to IT. Okay, so when it comes to packages, this is what I would like to say. Okay, so many people ask, ma'am, what is the package I can get? So freshers minimum 4.5, maximum 12 I have seen until now. But again, that depends on you, ma'am. Why I have got only 3.5 lakhs per annum? That I don't know how well you have done in your interview. I don't know, how well you have prepared your technical skills, right? And experienced people, if you're having 3 years, then minimum you can demand 9 lakhs per annum. Okay. So as a data scientist, you get higher packages, obviously. As a data analyst, little lesser, because you will not be building prediction models. Okay, business intelligence analyst. Okay, so this is nothing but this is a domain specific analysis. Okay, like you have marketing analyst, you have social media analyst, right? You have an automation analyst. Okay, you have healthcare analyst, but different. Okay, financial analyst. You have almost more than 50 domain specific analysis you're having. More than 50 based on your background. Okay, more than 50 domains you have. Okay, data architect is the highest level in your data science ladder. Okay, after chief data scientist, your next promotion will be data architect. Okay, so maybe you are joining as a junior data scientist, then you will be converted to an associate data scientist. From associate data scientist, you will be converted to chief data scientist. So from chief data scientist, you will be converted to data architect. So data architect is like the highest level in this ladder of data science. Okay. So apart from a data scientist, you can also apply job as a data engineer, machine learning engineer, okay, database administrator. You can apply all these job profiles. Okay, you can apply even your domain specific analysis also. Okay, so you can apply for data scientist, data analyst, data engineer. This you won't get directly. Huh? This should be on promotion. Okay, so you can apply for data scientist, data analyst, data engineer, database administrator, machine learning engineer. You can apply. Once you are done with this course, you can apply for so many job profiles. After this class, you can open now3.com or you can open Indeed and you can put filter as, you know, how many ever years of experience you are having, put that filter, okay, and check for salaries. Okay, so you go to naukri.com or indeed.com, put how many years experience you are having. 0 means 0, and you can check the salaries for each of these profile. Okay, check for data scientist, data analyst, data engineer, database administrator, machine learning engineer, so that you get an idea before you start the course itself, that based on your experience, right, what are the salaries for what profile you are looking at. Okay, so I've seen some people have come only for data analyst course, so check what are the salaries for data analyst with your experience. Okay, so you can do this after the class. Okay, okay, so pros and cons of data science. Okay, so data is something which only keeps increasing, right? Data will never decrease. Okay, it is something which only keeps increasing, so it is something which is always in demand. Okay, and you also have, you know, so many positions, and it is one of the highest paying career because it is in demand. You see, anything in demand, people are ready to pay how much ever you want for that. It's a highly prestigious job and versatile. You can go for any domain. Okay, based on what experience you are having, you can go for any domain. Okay, but data science is just developing. It's still in the developing stage. It's not fully developed. Okay, so it's still blurry. So data science is basically a combination of math, stats, and programming, and also, yeah, business understanding. So it is a combination of all of this. So you can't master it completely. You can't be MSc Math, MSc Stats, right? MTech Programming and MBA. You can't be everything, right? So mastering is nearly impossible. Okay, and you need to have some domain knowledge. So you are applying for some company, right? Of your domain or other domain. You are applying for some company, right? You need to have some domain knowledge, right? Not everyone can tell what is the strategy you need to follow if sales is less. Right, strategy you need to follow if sales is less. Can a technical guy tell what is the strategy you need to follow if sales is less? Can only a technical guy say that? No, right? I'm a technical person, but I don't have any idea about what to do to improve the sales. Only a person who has sales background, only they can tell me what is the strategy. Should I increase the marketing budget? Should I increase the advertising? What I need to do? Okay. So people who are having, so domain knowledge also is important, very much important. Okay, that's the reason why I'm telling that in whichever sector. See, every company, they don't want only a person who knows technical skills. They want somebody who can also understand, okay, what is their business. They also want somebody who can understand what is their business. They don't want somebody who only, you know, has technical skills. So that is the reason why they will prefer you. If you already have studied or you have experience in that domain, they will prefer you because they want somebody who also understands the business, who can also give solution to the problem. Okay, so sometimes your data may yield unexpected results, so that is very important actually. So some things are very surprising, which you can find in data, through data. Okay, and I told you have huge problem of data privacy because, you know, Amazon wants to make good predictions, so it will ask you to log in through Gmail, but you are giving in all your data by logging in through Gmail, right? So it has a huge problem of data privacy. So these are some disadvantages. Okay, but for you as a data science person, you have only advantages, because the biggest advantage is this: highest paying career, and it is in demand. So it is in demand in the sense this career will never die, because data will only keep increasing. So throughout your life, as long as you are alive, you can be a data scientist, because in the years to come also, the data will only keep increasing. It will never decrease. So as the data keeps increasing, the demand for data scientists also will keep increasing. So it is something which will, you know, never decrease. Okay, so don't worry. Your career is very safe. If you're taking data science or data analyst, your career is very safe. It's a very safe path to choose. Okay, so now let's discuss a bit about data analyst, okay, before we close. All right. So what is data analytics? Data analytics, I told you, it's a part of data science. So I already explained that, you know, as a data scientist, you will be extracting the data. You will be, you know, preparing the data. You will be analyzing the data. And you will also be building the prediction models, right? But as a data analyst, you will only stop here. You will only stop here. Okay, you will extract the data, prepare the data, analyze the data. That's all. So it's a part of data science. Okay, so you're basically collecting, analyzing, and interpreting the data. You're trying to understand the business problem. You're going to collect the data. You're going to clean the data. You're going to understand the data, and you're going to also give very good visualizations. Okay, so you'll be stopping here. You will not be going into prediction modeling and all of that. Okay, so this is your work as a data analyst. Understand what is the problem, collect the data, clean the data, and visualize the data. Okay, analyze the data. So that is your work as a data analyst. So it's just one part of data science. So as a data analyst, what you require advanced Excel. Okay, everybody knows Excel, right? Like most of you all know Excel from your childhood, you may be seeing. But what do you need in Excel? You need advanced Excel. Okay, so you also need Power BI, Tableau. Both of them are business intelligence tools only. If you know one, you can do the other. If you know one, you can do the other. Okay. So you also need to know basic statistics and also Python. Okay, Python also you can use for visualizing data and for cleaning the data. Visualizing and cleaning the data, you can do it using Python also.
These are the only 5 tools you will be teaching us, or R is inclusive of this one?
I'm sorry?
Only these are the 5 tools which you will be teaching us?
Yes, yes.
R is not inclusive into this?
Nobody is asking R. R was asked more than 5 years back. Okay. So now R is not there in the market. Only Python is there in the market when it comes to, data science. And when it comes to, data analytics, only these are there in the market. So that's the reason why you can go to nowfree.com after the class. Okay. And, you can select data analyst or data scientist, whatever you want to become, and you can check the requirements. Okay. Go to the requirements and you can check. Okay, in the job profile, right? They will also mention what are the requirements, right? So in that you can check. R is not used. In maybe in 10 jobs, in one job they will mention Python or R, that too. Python/R you can see. In 10 jobs, in one job they may ask Python or R, that too. So Python is something which is used right now in place of R, and for the next 20 years, Python only will be used because it's very simple. It's basically a high-level programming language, very, very simple. It's called as a beginner's language. It's easy for everyone to understand, everyone to adapt. Okay, and Python is basically, it's an open source language. Anybody can develop Python. So Python is continuously under development. Okay, so it's easy to develop Python. It's not so easy to develop R. Okay, so Python is easy to develop. So that's the reason why for the next 20 years, I'm saying Python will be in the market. Okay. So don't worry about
that.
R. Yeah.
SQL is not there in that.
Yeah, SQL also is there in this data analysis. Okay. SQL also is there. Don't worry. SQL also is there. Okay.
And ma'am, what about Jupyter Notebook and all those things which you were telling us?
In Python itself, see, you can operate Python either in Jupyter Notebook. So you can operate Python in either Spider, which is, an offline platform, offline IDE to operate Python. Okay, integrated development environment. Okay, software, you can call it. Okay, you can use Spider to operate. You can use Jupyter Notebook to operate. You can use Google Colab to operate. In any of these tools, right? In any of these tools, you can write the code. All these tools are meant for writing the code. Wherever you're writing the code, it is the same code. You can use any tool to write the code. Whichever tool you feel is comfortable for you to use, you can write the code. The code will remain the same, whichever tool you are using, the code will remain the same. Okay? You get it? You get it? Is it clarified?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
There is no age limit, Manju, for this data analytics course. There's no age limit. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So one more thing, one more question people may have is, ma'am, I have a gap in my career. So can I, now become a data analyst? I have a gap for 2 years or 3 years gap. Okay. So the reason for the gap is very important. Okay. So was the reason, to study something else? Was the reason, some people are on maternity leave, right? So maternity leave is not considered as a gap in the industry. It is very much considered. It's well considered. Okay, so don't worry if you're having a gap due to your children or something like that. You don't have to worry, children or parents. Don't worry if it's due to family situations. Don't worry, it is very well understood in the industry. Okay, so if you're having gap because you were studying something else, you wanted to pursue another path, you can explain that also, and you can tell them that you are mostly which BI tool is covered. Both are covered equally, right? You can check the job requirements for data analysts. They will mention Power BI or Tableau. You'll see a slash or you'll see a comma, but both of them are same. Okay, mostly it's Power BI or Tableau. If you know Tableau, you can use Power BI. If you know Power BI, you can use Tableau. So mostly which is covered, it's equal. I can say right now it's equal. Okay, any one tool if you cover also, you can operate the other tool. Okay, it's like that.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, actually, what is the difference between business analyst and data analyst?
Okay, business analyst is a domain specific analysis. Like let's say you are from an MBA background. Okay, then you can go for a business analyst course. This is something which is completely domain specific. If you're from
No,
business
ma'am.
background, you can go for this.
No, ma'am, I actually meant what are the different tools that we have to use? The different
For a data analyst, if you know the tools used for data analyst, you can use it in any domain specific analysis.
Okay.
So it's like your data analyst is the father. Okay, and all your this what they call business analyst. Okay, you are a financial analyst, your healthcare analyst, okay, marketing analyst, social media analyst, all these are like children. Okay, so this, if you know this, you can do this. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Just the data will be different for each domain, but you can use all the tools. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Pooja.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
You mentioned that we need advanced level mathematics. So
your voice is breaking, Pooja. Can you put your voice is breaking? Can you please put your query in the chat? Your voice is breaking.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, you can put your query in the chat.
Can you hear me right now? You teach us VB and macros as well in advanced Excel?
Advanced Excel, we do whatever other concepts required until data analysis. Like we don't teach everything in Microsoft Excel because it's a very huge tool, very vast thing. Whatever is required for you to be a data analyst, all that part will be covered. Okay, same like Python. Like I told you, right? In Python, you can do many things. You can also be a game developer, you can be a web developer, whatever. Python developer you can be. But we'll be covering only those things which are required for you to be a data scientist. Same thing with Excel also. So we'll be covering only that part which is required for data analysis. Okay. On Python, what topics are covered? All these modules. Okay, I'll come to that slide. Okay, in that it's more specific. Okay, so skills needed to be a data analyst. I think I have already discussed this, right? So here also you see R or Python programming. Now R is no longer used. You don't have to worry. You can check the requirements of your job profiles. R is no longer used. Okay, SQL, Microsoft Excel. Okay, data visualization using Tableau or Power BI. Okay, so basically Power BI is a Microsoft tool, guys. Okay, Power BI is a Microsoft tool. Okay, so Power BI doesn't work for people who are having MacBook. Okay, you need to install a virtual machine in your system. People who are having MacBook, you need to install a virtual machine in your system. Okay, so Tableau works for both, for people who are having Windows as well as MacBook. Okay, Apple product, but Power BI works only on Windows. Okay, because it's a Microsoft tool. So people who are having MacBook, you need to install a virtual machine and all of that. Okay. So there are two views of this. Some people say that because Microsoft is a huge company and all, right? So Power BI will be used a lot. Some people say that because Power BI is not very good in MacBook, and throughout the world, many people use MacBook. So Tableau is good. So there are two different perspectives. So both of them are equally good. If you ask me, if you learn one, you can learn the other easily. Okay. So Python programming, critical thinking, because you need to make some analysis out of your data, a unique, different analysis than everyone else. Okay. So machine learning is not required to be a data analyst. Presentation skills are required. Communication skills, presentation skills, because you need to talk to your client, right? So this is required. Okay. So yeah, some people were asking what are the modules covered, right? I'll just come to that. I'll talk about that. What is covered in each of the thing. Okay, so career opportunities and salaries. I think we already discussed this, guys. These are different domain-specific analysts. So if you're into MBA background, you can go for business intelligence analyst. You're into statistics background, you can go for quantitative analyst, right? You can go for data analytics consultant. Right? People who have done MBA in operations, you can go for operational analyst, or sales people who have experience in sales background, you can go for sales analyst. Okay. Because I told you that a company wants somebody who has some idea about their domain, right? Rather than only a pure tech guy, they want somebody who also has some idea about their domain so that they can interpret good results. Okay. So I think I have already discussed this also, right? Difference between data science and data analytics. Only thing you need to keep in your mind is data science guys, they are also involved in doing prediction, right? Building prediction models, whereas data analytics, it only stops until data visualization. Okay. So data analytics is a part of data science. Okay. And data science, you have so many, domain specific analysis and all. Okay, so you are having, okay, so all these you see that they're having something in common. Okay, so your data science is nothing but it is combination of data analytics, okay, dealing with big data using machine learning models. Okay, and you have different methods and algorithms involved. So it's a combination of all of these. It's combination of data mining, extracting useful data, machine learning, okay, certain software tools. Okay, so it's combination of all of that. Okay, so I told you that, you don't have to worry about your career in data science, because data is something which only keeps increasing. And as long as data is increasing, you will have future in data science. Okay, so you see that there are always problems in handling data. Your data is never clean, what data you are getting. Your data always keeps growing. So obviously there's increased demand for data scientists. Okay, and you see that because there is increased demand, the popularity of machine learning, every company wants to know their future. Okay, every company wants to know their future. There is no company, as individuals, we ourselves are so curious about our future. Okay, so every company wants to know their future, right? So that's the reason for the popularity of machine learning models, because they predict the future of the company. Okay, so you have new data sources emerging each and every day. And you see by 2025, 463 exabytes of data, 1024, right? I think it's power 7. Okay, will be created each and every day globally. Okay, each and every day, this much data will be created. Okay, so obviously, right? So you will require a data scientist for sure. Okay, so we have seen the life cycle of a data scientist already, right? We have discussed it in detail. Okay. So I told you all that. Anyone wants to ask anything? Just somebody unmuted. So I told you all that data science is a combination of, communication skills, statistics, programming, and business. Okay, so you need to have good communication skills. Okay, that doesn't mean that you need to be a MA literature guy. Okay, literature guy. And one of I think Pooja asked, right? So how much of advanced math I need to know? You need to know statistics. Okay, so wherever statistics are required, I will explain that part. Okay, so statistics has a lot of math in it. Okay, so you need to know basic statistics. I feel like if you are good until 10th grade math, it's fine. Okay, so programming, don't worry guys, you don't have to know everything in programming, because you are not applying for the role of a developer. right? You're not applying for the role of a full stack developer. You are applying for the role of a data scientist. Okay, so even in the interview, if they ask you also, you can boldly tell them that I am not a Python developer, I'm not a Python programmer, I'm a data scientist who can work well with Python. I'm a data scientist who is going to use Python only as a tool for data science. So I know Python only up to data science because I'm a data scientist. You can tell them directly, there is no problem. Okay, and it is not possible for somebody to do do all of these courses, right? Business, you need business understanding because you have to talk to your client. Okay, but it is not possible for somebody to do MA literature, right? MSc statistics, right? MTech in programming, and also MBA. It is not possible for somebody to do all these courses, right? Then how to go about it? So this is where you need guidance. Okay, this is where you need guidance because it is not possible for a person to be MA, MSc, MTech, MBA, right? It is not possible. Okay, so this is where you need guidance on what to pick in each, right? What aspect to pick and what aspect to leave, right? What aspect to pick in statistics. We will not be using everything in statistics in data science. Okay, what aspect to pick, what aspect to leave, right? What aspect to pick in programming, what to leave, what to pick in business, what to leave. Okay, so what you need to pick in each of these, it's extremely important. You need to have some guidance because I have some students, they tell me, ma'am, so many times I attempted to learn data science on my own, but every time I attempted to learn, I got lost somewhere. Okay, that is because they were trying to go into depth of each of these, which is not required. Okay, only what aspect is relevant in each of these, we'll be picking that and we'll be learning only that aspect which is required. Okay. So yeah, so some people were asking for the roadmap. Okay. So yeah, we'll be starting with Excel, guys. Okay, after starting with Excel, okay, we'll be doing SQL. Okay, then we'll be doing either Tableau or Power BI, whichever is in the market trending right now. We'll be focusing on that when you all come to this stage. Okay, in Python, okay, somebody was asking what do we do in Python? Okay, in Python, we'll be learning Pandas module, right? Pandas module has all the functions for data manipulation. Okay, then we'll be learning NumPy. Okay, this is not NumPy. NumPy, for which this module has all the data to do numerical calculations. Matplotlib, sorry, it has all the functions to do numerical calculation. Matplotlib has all the functions for data visualization. Okay, so we'll be dealing with these three. Okay, so we'll also be learning basics of what is object-oriented programming language. Okay, basic of what is, data science algorithms also. Okay, so also we will be, doing data pre-processing, how to clean the data, how to, prepare the data, and a bit of statistics. Okay, where, we'll be doing a bit of, advanced statistics, extracting the data, manipulating the data. Data wrangling is manipulating, extracting the data, right? Data mining is extracting the useful information from data. We'll be discussing each of these, guys. Don't worry, I'm not discussing anything now. I'm just showing the roadmap. Okay, so this is for data analytic, guys. It will stop here. Okay, because for data analyst, this much is more than enough. Okay, for data science, people who are taking data science, you will be going one step ahead. Okay, so people who have taken only data analytics, they'll be dropping out here. Okay, people who have taken only data analytics, they'll be dropping out here. People who have taken data science, they will be moving on to learning machine learning algorithms, deep learning algorithms, artificial intelligence, okay, natural language processing, right, time series modeling, and also into some projects. Okay, so people who are doing data analysis also, don't worry, guys. So you'll also be having regular assignments and all of that for practice. Okay, but people who are going into data science, right, you all will be having all of these are extra for you guys. Okay, obviously I told you data scientist is paid more than data analyst because they will be doing some things extra, right, even in their workplace. Okay, so this is the roadmap for somebody who's doing data science. Okay, so a data scientist also needs to know data analysis because it's a part of data science. So over here, data analyst will drop out. Data scientist will continue to learning machine learning algorithms. Okay, so this is your roadmap. Okay, so what are the skills and tools are required? I already discussed all of this, guys. Okay, so you don't require all of these languages. We'll be focusing on Python. Okay, and in development tools, okay, you can do using this Jupyter notebook. You can do using Spider, using Visual Code Studio. Okay, data ingestion tools, right? So you're storing your data somewhere and you need to extract it. Okay, so for data extraction, we'll be doing SQL. Okay, so data exploration and visualization, we'll be using, you have VCA and all, but we'll not be using that. We'll be using your advanced Excel, right? Tableau and Power BI, right? You have some machine learning and artificial intelligence tools like TensorFlow, right? Anaconda, XGBoost. Okay, so data platforms where your data is stored. Okay, mostly we'll be dealing with SQL Server. Okay, but you have AWS, Spark and all of that, but we'll be focusing on something which is very much used in the market right now, right? There are some other languages, other development tools also, but we will not be using them because nobody uses them in the market. You can just go to that job profile and check the job requirements. Okay, you will be seeing that only these will be mentioned. Okay, so don't worry about the rest. Okay, so guys, I already discussed this. Okay, career opportunities and salaries for a data analyst. Only thing you can't become is you can't become a data scientist, right? Everything is same, but you can't become a data scientist or a machine learning engineer if you are taking data analysis course. These two opportunities will not be there. Apart from that, everything is same. You can be a data architect, you can be data engineer, you can be data analyst, right? You can be domain specific analyst courses. Also, you can be a financial analyst, you can be a different marketing analyst, whatever you have done. Okay, and you can be database administrator, but you can't be data scientist or machine learning engineer because these both will require prediction models. Okay, these both require prediction models and you are stopping until data analysis, right? So apart from these two, you can become anything else. Okay, so career opportunities and salaries, guys. When it comes to salaries, I already explained that I have freshers who got 12 lakhs per annum. I have freshers who got only 4.5 lakhs per annum. That completely depends on how well you are doing in the interview, how well you are performing, right? So some of you all ask, ma'am, do you all help us in getting jobs, right? This is a very common question. Okay. And for experienced people, based on your experience, you will get, guys. Don't worry that I have experience in other field. That also will be counted. Don't worry. Okay. So will I get any help in getting job from CoachX? Yes. Okay. So some companies will come to us and they will ask us that we want a potential data scientist. So what we will do is we will forward your resumes to different companies. That is a help which you will get. Okay. We will forward your resumes to different companies and you will be getting an email from them whether your resume is selected and when can you attend the interview. Okay. So what we will be doing is we will be forwarding your resumes. So ma'am, if I want to search on my own, which is the best platform? LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn is one of the largest job hiring platforms. It's one of the best job hiring platforms. Yes, we will help you. But if you want to have a lookout, right? So maybe, you want a higher salary, you are having a different perspective, right? You want to apply a company of your choice, right? Not a company who's coming to us and asking. Okay, so then you can go through LinkedIn. Okay, make sure you're having the LinkedIn account. Not only having the LinkedIn account, keep it updated at least every weekend. Okay, so what you have learned and what all you learned to do. Okay, just keep your LinkedIn updated. Okay, keep just follow some machine learning or data analysis groups. You have Excel groups, you have Tableau groups, right? You have a lot of groups. Just search, you will get. Okay, in the search bar, just search. Okay, you have a lot of machine learning groups. Join any one of them. Keep liking machine learning posts. Keep sharing them. Okay, so so that you will fall in the eye of some good recruiter. Okay. Okay, so the top recruiters for data science. Okay, Google, Apple, IBM, Amazon, Accenture, JP Morgan, Microsoft. Basically, every company requires a data scientist because I told you every company wants to know their future, right? And top recruiters for data analysts is Accenture, TCS, Cognizant, Amazon, Infosys, EY, and Wipro. Okay, so guys, whoever are from technical background can become a data scientist. From non-technical background also you can become data scientist in your own domain. whatever is your domain. Like I have a student, she did BDS. Okay, BDS. What is BDS? Anyone knows? Bachelor of
Dentist.
Dentist. She's a dentist, dental sciences. Okay, she's a dentist. Okay, and she did this data science course and she got job as a data scientist in a healthcare sector. Okay, so even non-technical guys also can get a job in their own sector. Okay, experienced people, don't worry guys, whatever experience you are having, your experience, you will not be a fresher if you apply for data scientist, because you are applying as a data scientist in your own domain. Okay, so you will no longer be fresher. Okay, freshers, don't worry. Okay, you can apply in any domain, whatever domain you studied, right? So you did your BTech or you did your BA, BSc or MSc, whatever is a domain which you studied, right? You can apply for job in that domain. Okay, whatever is your study domain. So don't worry about that. Okay, so you can do one thing after the class. Okay, you can gather about 5 companies which are hiring for data science in your domain, right? What domain you studied or what domain you worked in. Okay, so you can if you are not experienced, just research about what domain you studied. 5 companies hiring. Okay, and just look at their job requirements, what skills you need to have to join in that domain. Okay, job requirements, and check the salaries also. Okay, check the salaries and the job requirements. Okay, about any 5 companies which are hiring in your domain. Okay, so yeah, so anyone, any questions you all can ask? Anyone, any questions? I hope I've clarified everything. I clarified about experienced people, non-experienced people, right? Freshers, people who are having gap, the roadmap, what you require to be a data scientist, what are the salaries which you can expect, right? What are the companies which are hiring? I almost covered everything. Even apart from that, if you're having any new question, you can ask.
Yes, Rachna, I would like to ask one question.
Yes, Surabhi.
This would be for experienced people. You did mention that for data analyst, experienced people, they get salary which ranges between 4 to 10 lakh per annum. But does it mean that it stops at 10?
Not 4 to 10
per
lakh. For
annum?
experienced people, I told you, it depends on what experience you are having. I also gave example of one of my student. He has 10 years experience. I also told this as a vice president of a company, and he got salary of 40 lakhs per annum.
But was this for data scientist or data analyst?
So he basically went for data scientist. For data
Exactly.
analyst, you have a bit lesser salaries compared to data scientist because you don't do prediction, right? That is the reason. You
Yeah, so
stop
that's what
only
I'm
at
saying. My
analyst.
question was for data analyst, a person with
data
good
analyst.
experience applying for
Okay.
data analyst. Your previous slide had a number from 4 to 10. My question is,
but
does
I
it stop
also
at 10?
Okay, I get your question, Surabhi. I totally understand your concern. But I also mentioned that it depends on you, right? How well you are, how good your communication skills are, and how good your technical skills are. Okay, so because I don't know how well you are performing in your interview, right? So I have students who have got for data analyst. I have got people who have only 3.5 lakhs per annum, and I have experienced people who got 18 lakhs per annum also.
Okay, I got it.
So,
I get it. So that was average, but if you're good at communications and technical knowledge, then
you
it does
can
cost
get
10
18
lakh per annum.
for experienced people. For freshers, they get over 3.5 to 9. But for experienced people, like depending on your experience, you can go up to 18 also.
Okay.
If you are
And
good,
in
provided the
regards to-
star mark is if you are good, because later on you should not tell me you told you will get this salary, but I didn't get. That depends on your communication, how well you are
No, I
preparing.
understand. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Another question was in regards to you did advise us that yes, CoachX will be helping us. You all will be forwarding our resume to companies. But will you also be helping us with the questionnaire in interview preparation? What questions could be asked in what way we can answer?
Okay. So in this. Okay. So in this, somebody is unmuted. Somebody. Okay. So as a part of this course itself, like when I'm explaining each of the topic, I will also tell you all what is the potential question you can get in the interview. So as your classes are going on itself, So what I recommend is you people can make good notes. Okay, because it is not possible for you to, watch complete 100 hours or 200 hours of session just before your interview, right? So it's always recommended to take down notes so that, when I'm teaching a particular topic, when I tell you all that this is important, this may be asked, you can just highlight it and write it down somewhere. I think that will be good, because it's not like 11th and 12th CBSE preparation where I can give you all important questions and star mark questions, right? So as I'm explaining each and every topic, I will tell you all what is important from interview perspective. Basically, I will not teach anything which is not relevant. So everything that basically is taught in class is important itself and relevant for the interview. Okay. Yeah. Surabhi, right?
Yes, yes, all right.
Okay. Okay.
Will you guys be helping us with creating a profile on LinkedIn, like any kind of like, we're not from the same domain in fact. So I believe that we'll be requiring some help with that as well.
Okay, so you're saying that, I'm sorry, your voice is very, very low. So I think you're saying that you want to shift your domain, is it? Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that will you guys be helping us in building the LinkedIn profile if I'm from a different domain altogether? So my LinkedIn profile is created the same way, which is required for my domain. So I'm not very sure that what exactly skills and things needs to be added to my LinkedIn profile for the particular job right now we'll be getting into data analyst or data science. So will you guys be helping us with the creation or might be making changes with our LinkedIn profile?
Making changes with the, so I have here people from different domains, right? So what you need to do is you can search for LinkedIn for people who are working as a data scientist in your domain. So whatever is your domain, so you can search on LinkedIn. You have so many filters, right, of data people who are working in as a data scientist in your domain companies. Okay, so you can just go through their profile. So everyone's profile is basically open in LinkedIn. So you can just go through that profile and you can adapt, like what are the changes, small changes only will be there, right? So you can just type in, you can just filter out the data scientists in your domain. I think that will be very helpful because that's what I have done. So basically when I have created my LinkedIn profile, nobody helped me. Nobody helped me. So I did it on my own. So I don't think this should be challenging because this is what I have done. I have searched for, data science trainer profiles, and I have changed my profile according, like I've just read through multiple people's profiles and I have adapted some things from their profile. So that's what you can do.
We
Okay,
give
no problem. Thank
suggestions,
you.
we give guidance actually, but we don't make your LinkedIn profile. We can give you suggestions, what all changes you need.
Yeah, exactly. Suggestions are saying that kind of
Yeah.
suggestions or help kind of guidelines. That's it.
And we take sessions on resume and LinkedIn, so that will be guidance for you all.
Lovely, no problem. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, that was
Hello,
informative.
madam. Good afternoon. I'm Raju.
Okay.
My question is, I have done MBA from marketing, but I have worked in sales as well as operation.
Okay.
So which course will be beneficial for me? I mean, business analyst or data analytics?
So if you learn, so data analyst is like the father, okay, and all these course which you're saying, which is marketing analyst as a salesperson, it's marketing analyst or operational analyst, okay, or whatever is the other analyst courses, right? Business analyst, all of these are like the children. If you learn data analytics, right? If you learn data analysis or data analytics, you can do any of these. You can choose any of the domain. Just the data will be different in each of these domain. That's all. So if you are taking this course of data analyst, you can become anything based on what experience you are having. You can apply for any job.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Radhika, can you also answer this? Like, do we offer mock interviews?
Yeah, the process is like they complete their course, they complete their assignments and projects, and then they go for the mock interviews. The people who are scoring well in the mock interviews, only they will get the certificates and placement assistance.
Okay, so I hope it's clear, Shripad.
Yes, ma'am.
Radhika, I would like to ask clear one more thing here.
Yeah.
You mentioned that while creating a LinkedIn profile, you all will be just suggesting us. Whereas
Yes.
while I was inquiring about the course of data analyst, I was been informed that you all will be creating, rather making a LinkedIn proper profile, which you all will be using to present it to the company in which you all have tie up with. So I don't know, that
I
definitely
think there is some confusion in understanding. We are not expert. We don't have expertise into LinkedIn and resume making. It's a different service altogether. So we can connect you with the experts if you're looking for a paid service. But what we can give you is a guidance. We can't actually build your profiles.
So that's what I'm saying. Your sales team,
May I understand
you all will
what was the
be
name of the
using.
person whom you are connected with?
I'll have to check that on my WhatsApp chat and I'll let you know.
Yeah, so I can get you on the conference call with him or her tomorrow, and we can discuss about this.
Yes, we should,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Even on the website, it's a guidance. It's not making. It's a different service altogether.
Okay.
Okay. So Uday, yes, Uday, whatever you are working, so even if you are working as even in a software company, whatever IT company, whatever is the domain you are working also, that will be added in your experience. Okay, don't worry, you are not a fresher. You can look for job in your own domain. If you're already from a IT background, okay, then it's like you can add, that's even more relevant, right? So don't worry, your experience will never go waste. Okay, so anyone else, any queries? I think answered everything. Anyone else, anything you all want to ask, you all can ask. Even Radhika is here, so even she can help you all, even I can help you all. So anything else? Okay. So I think there's nothing. Okay, so that was a great session with you guys. Okay, all the best. Okay, so I hope all of you all get very, very, very good packages like what you all are aiming for, right? So minimum 12. Yeah, you have to aim for minimum 12 when you are studying. Okay, and I hope all of you all, you all are always, attending every single class, working hard enough to get that package which you people are dreaming of, right? To achieve your dreams. Okay, so I hope all of you all come out with flying colors once this course is done. Okay, so all the best to everyone. Okay, so thank you very much for being a wonderful audience. Thank you very much, guys. I hope all your queries are resolved. Okay, so Radhika, can I end the session, or is there somebody who is going to, continue?
No, not for today. Next Saturday, we will have the session about the processes.
About the process LMS and
yeah.
no?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, done. Okay. Okay, thank you, guys. Okay, see you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Happy Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, weekends
Yes,
are always happy.
thank
Should
you.
be happy. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.